The All right, guys, we're back. We're gonna do some more outlining. Thank you guys for the like. Appreciate it. It's getting busy. Traffic's picking up. People just flying up and down the streets. Well, thank you guys for the likes. 2 likes. Man, appreciate y'all. Ooh. Hey, what's that? Uh-oh. All right, guys, hold on a second. Dog's got to go outside. She on the floor. She is on the floor. All right, hold on. You guys keep an eye on that for me, if you would. Thank you. Keep an eye on that for me. Please. I take this dog outside. All right, you going outside. Come on. Come on. Yeah. You gotta go outside again. What is that? You gotta poop finally? Are you pooping this time? You didn't last time. You didn't last. You did. Ah, nice and bright out here, guys. No fly. I'm down without We see. I guess a beautiful day here in the middle of nowhere. Out of the yard, tired of the yard. He wants to go sniff snaff some other locations. Try to get out. We can, uh, yeah, poopy doo, poopy doo, Miss Poopy Doo, poopy doo, poopy doo, poopy doo, poopy doo, the poopy doo. Let's go. Let's go. Pink. That's lights on. Who's that going to? The zip line? The doggy zip line? No, he's at it. Can't even be pissed that I still flip up the irons. Just see for me and yep, she done four. I ain't no harness this dog can't escape from. Uh, um, I, I, hook on monkey. Oh, come on. Come on. Hey, come on. Let's go. Clean you up. Off. Come on. Finger. Start. Hey, that's you, man. Trying to do some fun on my birds. But if you lazy bum that don't ever go leave, get out of the house. Don't you know I'm a dog? I'm a motherfucking dog. I'm here to be outside roaming the streets, in the park, after dark. Come on. All right, we got you. We got you. We got you, boy. Come on, let's go. Come on, you. Let's go. You get some water or something? No? Okay. Yeah. I see you ate your treats. You will. Anything? Um, because I don't know whether you did or you didn't. So I'm just asking. Did you get the paint and stuff into the bin? What I could fit, yes. There's still more. How much is still left in the driveway? It would be two, I think, two more uh, uh, loads for the. Excuse me. Right where it's at. Because I already have a second pile right by the front corner of the juke, and then I have two I'm just not piles of wood. Yeah, if somebody started counting. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can go to Lowe's, pick up some bags. The problem with that thing is they got to sit in the garage until yeah, it's something. And would you be able to either today or tomorrow for today and tomorrow do the line of seeds that need to get like sowed and then start pots for the porch? Yeah, I could try. Minded me. Oh, shoot. Hope there are no spiders in here. Is gonna get washed away. And get washed away, so I'm giving you a chance. Spiders. Yeah, stuff on the porch. I need to make sure it's kept watered. One of which is a pepper plant. Remember if it was jalapeno or shiso. Fill up the watering container. We got some water in there. One second, guys. Check this down. It still looks moist. I won't water it. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. Well, we gotta go to Lowe's. Pick up some bags. Some leaf bags. Yeah, I can check out some materials while I'm there. Come on, guys. How's this? How's that? Hey, Pre, how's it going? Thank you for dropping by in the chat with peace. Hope you're doing well. I started watching your stream from the other day, uh, working on the King Priest. Is that what it was? Oh, we're building up Yahweh. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're doing well. That's good to hear. Keeping it simple. Yeah. Don't complicate life more than you have to. It's already complicated enough. Hmm. This needs to get thickened up here. I guess that's kind of why I like doing these simple geometric line pieces. I mean, even though the process is somewhat complex, it's still, I mean, for me, it's still kind of simple. You said a modern version. Appreciate you checking it out. Yeah, I got to go back and finish watching it because I don't think I got too far into it, but I saw you were putting together the sketch, and I was like, wait a second. He's using fresco, but it looks like you you have a drawing tablet. I'm like, wait a second, is he using Photoshop? But I thought you said you use Fresco. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, it looks like Fresco, but um, the way your cursor was moving, I'm like, that looks like people who use Photoshop, a tablet with like Photoshop. Less thinking, more flow. Yeah. That's why I like doing these, man. Less thinking. Like when I do the character stuff, I'm like trying to figure out lighting, you know, modeling, what's going in the composition. These I can make the line really quickly in Procreate and then basically mimic that line in real life, IRL, not digitally, but analog with fun tools. I like using the micros and stuff, making stencils, spraying it out. That stuff has always been part of my art practice from long, long, long ago. You said, yeah, Fresco on Windows. Oh, yeah. You said you had a PC. Never used a tablet in my time doing digital art. I either did use the mouse. That's how I drew, was using the mouse. And then once the touchscreen tablets started showing up, it was that just because it was a little bit more direct. Or a trackpad. I know I had well, I still have it, but it's old. A few old iBooks or whatever the laptops are called. iMacs, iBook. I would draw with the trackpad sometimes. Talk about challenge drawing with the trackpad. Like mouse, I feel like mouse is probably easier, but trackpads, Hey, Stony Television, welcome back. Love the colors. Go Lakers. Oh, that was my question last time for the green and yellow one was which sports teams, doesn't matter what sports, um have these colors as their team colors. And I think Dondrell said Green Bay Packers, and then what was my example was, oh yeah, the old Minnesota North Stars back in the day had the green and the gold. I think it was still yellow. Yeah, yellow and purple. Go Lakers. I wonder what other teams, sports teams, use yellow and purple. You got basketball, you got baseball, you got. I guess you can include soccer or football. Yeah, football, hockey, football, Vikings. Oh, wait, is Vikings yellow and purple, or is it white and purple? I can't remember. Or yeah, theirs is yellow and gold. Yeah, yep. Vikings is yellow and gold. So yeah. Um, wonder if there's a baseball team that uses yellow and gold, or yellow and gold, or yellow and purple, or gold and yellow, or purple. I cannot talk today. Vikings. It's my city I grew up in. Not that I was much of a team sports fan. I don't even think I'd ever been to a Vikings game, or North Stars, or now the Minnesota Wild hockey game. Went to, when I was a kid, some Twins games, baseball, back in way back when, in the 80s. Okay, we're getting these lines. Actually has to get a little thicker, but let's fix that. We can come back around. So I want to work from the inside out of the, not that way. Yeah, get the old raspberry color going. Little dedication to Prince. The purple one. Louisiana State University. Okay. LSU. Oh, the Athletics. The Oakland Athletics. Were they gold and green? I thought maybe they were white and greens. Maybe I was trying to think of what baseball teams had the gold and green. Man, I don't even know any college. I guess the actually, you know what? No, the Golden Gophers are they're like maroon and gold, not purple and gold. That is the University of Minnesota colors. Not too many teams with that color combo. Yeah, they don't want to be seen as like the Lakers, who used to be the Minnesota Lakers long time ago. All right, we're making our way around. This piece doesn't have as much line mileage as some of the other ones. Maybe more overseas, and they were two blue tones in Minneapolis Lakers. What was it? They had blue, like a light blue or baby blue, and a kind of like a true blue or something like that. I can't remember. I don't really. All the photos I saw were like black and white or something like that. I don't even know when they left Minnesota for LA. I bet one of my sisters would love this. I have two sisters, half sister, and then um, my other sister is not blood related, but I still call her my sister. Both live out in LA. My one younger sister, half sister, she she might be moving back to Minnesota. I think I don't know if my other sister though, she's older. Um, is much into sports, but I bet she would like this I don't know, this piece with the colors. I always wonder like how people feel about these as gifts. 'Cause not everybody's into abstract stuff, but I mean, she might like the colors. That was actually why I started these was um, to have some gifts for my sisters since I haven't really done much for them as far as artwork. It'd be nice. I feel like it would have to be more than just one piece, though. But it's a start. Or I can actually. And he said, I think the 60s. Okay. Yeah, that would be my guess. Like, because I remember all the old pictures I seen of the Minnesota Lakers. It was like all white team. I don't know when they started allowing black folks into uh, I don't even know. Was it even the NBA back then? But yeah, I could see during the 60s all the civil rights stuff going on. But I don't know shit. So all I know is, man, back then basketball probably wasn't as exciting as it is nowadays. But nowadays it's like, man, how old is basketball? Same with football and baseball, like these American pastimes. Like, I was never much into team sports, like I said. Only team sports I was on a swim team for the Boys and Girls Club for like 3 years, from like 13 to 15, maybe. No, it was 11 to 13. I remember I was 11 years old, 13. And I joined because my brother joined first, a younger brother, and he was 9, and I think I had just turned 11, or I was 11. Wait, yeah, because he swam in the 9, it's like 8 to 10 age group. 'Cause then the next age group up was 11 to 13, so that's who I swam with. Boy, I sucked. Uh, I didn't read everything, bro. I was just watching a video on the renovations and whatnot LA is doing for the World Cup and Olympics. Oh yeah, I forgot they're gonna be doing the Olympics in LA again. Man, when was the last time they hosted the Olympics? Was that in the 80s? Over $50 billion. It's just crazy how much money. Like billions is nothing nowadays. The city is run down though, yeah, with the homeless situation and the drugs and yeah, Sean, sh Yeah, Showtime Lakers boosted the economy. I was into playing more than watching. I watched to study in order to get better. It became background noise once I got good and focused on my own. Yeah. 1984. Yeah. Jeez. I was like 11, 11 years old when I was swimming. Just started swimming. Yeah, because my brother's birthday was in the fall. So he would have had the whole summer as a 9-year old, then turned 10, still in that age group. He was like he was like one of the top swimmers in his age group at that time. Like he probably could have gone to the Olympics if he wanted to, but we got tired of swimming and he found skateboarding and I picked that up, as soon as he brought the skateboard home. But we were kind of getting into it while we were still swimming, but yeah, and then I don't know what happened. The Boys and Girls Club just wasn't going to be able to continue supporting a swim team because I mean we were like uh, the most diverse swim team in the cities. Like all other teams that we swam against, everybody was white, and we had all kinds of different ethnicities on our team. I'm sure that really pissed off the because our coach was black. I'm sure that pissed off all the white coaches that we would go to the meets and go up against because we'd be like roasting all these big headed white kids or little kids. They'd be looking funny in their swim caps with their big old domes. Yep, we had to wear speedos. 2 years before you was born. Oh, okay. Always comes down to funding, yeah. Especially for inner city, like, all these other all these other, like, suburban, teams got money and stuff like that. They get all the funding they want for their team, so their teams are, excuse me, gigantic. They'd be, like, twice the size of our team. Yeah, I sucked. I wasn't that good. I was okay, but, I wasn't winning. I wasn't winning races. I was too skinny, no muscles, nothing. What are you sorry for, Dave, that I had to wear a Speedo? This was 11 to 13 years old. Nobody gives a shit unless they're like, look at that kid. He's packing, which is not what they were saying about me. Uh, it was still a fun time. Had a good time. Man, the workouts were freaking torturous. I would definitely be one of the last people getting out of the pool. Like, man, what? Even the girls are fucking beating me. Like, I can't keep up with the girls. I don't even know why we would have relays too. I was on the relay team and I'm like, I don't even know why I'm on the relay team. I'm holding everybody back, but they probably didn't have enough guys in our age group. So I mean, but somebody's gotta swim, I guess. Somebody's gotta lose. I felt bad for my teammates though. Like, yeah, these guys. But I don't think we were really that bummed out if we lost. I mean, we weren't like coming in last, but we weren't like you know the top uh, relay team. We'd be somewhere in the middle. Ooh, we were more focused on the girls that swam. You could never float. I have no body fat. Yeah, I was skinny AF. So now I can float for days, which is funny because I haven't been in a pool. Jeez, maybe since then. I don't remember the last time I was actually in a pool or at the lake, the beach. Well, I guess, yeah. When we go to Hawaii to visit our grandparents, so they would take us to the beach. But we were still kind of, we were still around that same age, just after we stopped swimming. Yep, I like skateboarding because the only person I had to rely upon was me. And I was definitely better at skateboarding than I was swimming. I think my brother did it for like 2 or 3 years and then stopped, but I kept going. But he was pretty good at it too, me skating. He was probably better than me, but then I kept going after he stopped. Yeah, that shit. I was obsessed, took over my whole entire life. Which is funny because it's not even like how skateboarding is today. Like, it's like seeming now more as a sport than, an art and an activity that people just did, especially now that it's in the Olympics. It's more legit. And the skateboarding community is still split about that. Old school heads are like, man, should never have gone to the Olympics. I'm like, dude, you barely even skate anymore. How can you say what skateboarding should and shouldn't do? people talking about, because now you got all the big shoe brands that are um, in the skateboarding market, because they know they can profit off of skateboarders or skateboard adjacent folk, because it's people wore like Nikes and stuff like that back before they even made um, skateboarding shoes. People wore Converse even before they made skateboarding Converse shoes. Adidas guys were rocking Adidas, you know, early on. So and I get why some of these people are. What do they give? What do they give to skateboarding? It's like actually it seems like a lot nowadays. Hey, Sabrina, suburban garden. You ever skateboarded in a speedo? Hell no. Why would I skate in a speedo unless I was in the pool with the skateboard? And they definitely wouldn't let you be skateboarding on the pool deck. Hell no. The speedos stayed in the bag until practice and meets. They never came out any other time. Not even for Halloween. Not even as a joke. Speedos stayed. Plus, I think at that time I was like what, fifth, sixth, maybe seventh grade when I was doing all that. Maybe in seventh grade I would have got made fun of. Middle school's tough. But fifth and sixth grade, nobody gave a shit. Nobody cared. Plus, it wasn't even through the school, so not like I'm getting caught with my speedos at school. Yeah, for pool skates and whatnot. You try to bring your skateboard into the pool, they probably wouldn't even let you through the gate with the skateboard. Maybe to put in a locker, I guess if you skated to the pool. But yeah, they definitely wouldn't be letting you roll around on the pool deck with the skateboard. They'd be like, "You're gonna ruin our cement. You're gonna ruin the cement." Yeah, what about that dude that just took a dump in the pool that ruined the session for everybody? Have fun cleaning that up. I'm out. Glad I got my skateboard. We going skating. Not in speedos. Oh no, just imagine the road rash if you fell down wearing speedos. Uh, Poop bandit strikes again. uh, let's be real. We do everything for the girls. Yeah, unless you're into the boys. Oh. It's funny. I have a story about that because we had a kid on the team, and I'm not sure if I'm assuming he knew he was gay, but he was trying to like flirt with me or something, and I wasn't having it. I was like, whatever. So we started talking shit, and I was like, okay, meet you outside and let's fight this out, like a true man would do. Boy, I got my ass whipped by this dude. So don't fuck with gay dudes. But he had to teach me a lesson. Don't talk shit. Same with the black kids in the neighborhood. Don't talk shit. You get your ass whooped. That's what happened. Like, okay, I learned my lesson. Don't talk shit about nobody. Just worry about yourself. Focus on being a better you. Quit talking shit about people. They always peeing in there for sure. Oh yeah. You know, people peeing in in the pool, not as noticeable as um pooping in the pool. I can't say I haven't been guilty of peeing in the pool back then, getting picked on all the time. Yeah, I mean, I was a nerdy, skinny ass kid. I mean, the gay kid, he was like about the same size as me, maybe a little bit big. He's a little bit taller. Yeah, I was certainly salty about that afterwards. I think he was trying to apologize or whatever. And I was like, nope. And it was like, looking back, I'm like, you're a dumb, you're a dumbass, man. You wouldn't have got your ass beat if you weren't talking shit. And pretty much put him in a position that he had to fight. Yeah, it was funny. My mom wouldn't let me come in the house. If I'm in the house, you know how dumbasses are. Like, you talk shit and then you try to go in the house. My mom's like, nope, you ain't coming in here bringing that shit to the house. You resolve that. So, of course, yeah, they punched me in the stomach and then left. I was like, damn, why am I always stupid? I'm fucking stupid. Because it wasn't like I didn't deserve getting punched in the stomach. It's funny though, my mom's like, tell me. She's like, you go back outside. It's like, but mom. So like, nope, go on. Like, fuck. I'm like walking down the sidewalk and they're tailing behind me. And they're like, can't remember what they said. They're probably like, oh, your mom. She gonna let you in the house, huh? Stupid white boy. You're like, but I'm not full white. So I'm only half stupid. No, you full stupid. Good old mom. Hell yeah. Mom was smart. Yep, mom was smart. It's like, you don't pick on people and then, think you're going to bring that home. And then all of a sudden now there's more trouble because they know where you live. Take your punches, take your licks, move on. And hopefully you learn something from the experience. Well, I'm not sure if I learned anything that time other than you ain't bringing the shit in the house. Yep, that's what you get growing up on the north side of Minneapolis. And people thought the north side was so ghetto. It's like, I guess the city just don't put money into the north side. So plus it was kind of separated from everywhere else because of the interstate that ran through the city. And when we moved there in the early 70s, uh, I think there was like white flight going on. That's probably how we ended up with the house that we ended up with that my dad still owns and lives in. We're getting closer. We're getting closer, guys. Man, it's outline done. Oh shoot! I hope this isn't running out. Have to buy another one. Fade in the geo shapes, making the marker color change. Um, I've thought about that. Yeah, the different colors in the um within the inner line. When the same color or different color is up against it, it changes in different areas depending on the color next to it. But it's still the same color, like pen line. So yeah, the inner bit will definitely affect whatever colors are next to that particular color definitely makes it kind of change. And that is why I wanted kind of variation in the fill color so that that would happen with the line. Plus, I think it just makes the whole piece resonate more instead of just being a flat. Yeah, it kind of looks metallic the way you graded it. Yeah, like a faux metal look. But I only wanted it to do that because I didn't want it to be a straight flat color. And that's why I keep doing that. That's why I do the three-tone color if I can, and then I do a overall, like, dusting with the fourth color, usually something kinda lightish tone, but somewhere in the mid-range of that particular color. Because I feel if I didn't dust it, it wouldn't sing as well. I don't think the colors would sing as well together. 'Cause I thought of that. I'm like, "Oh, I could just leave it," and then that's like, but maybe the next series, maybe I'll do another 6, and I can play with that. Forgot this part of the stencil is still stuck. Looks dope, thank you. I might actually some some use some, metallic paints. Like, I have metallic spray paints, there's some metallic, like, enamel paints, uh, certainly metallic, paint pens, but I don't know how true metallic they are. I had some spray paints that were, like, kinda metallic colors, that were kinda cool that I could if I can find them again, I'd probably find them at, like, I don't know, auto parts store. They might sell the metallic spray paints. So I think the ones that I have, I bought at, like, Home Depot or something, but I don't know if they still sell those anymore. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Bree. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, I always wonder how people would take these pieces because I know they're, like, not everybody's cup of tea. I think a lot of people don't understand abstract art as, they probably shouldn't unless they're really into abstract art, but your kid ain't gonna be able to do this. Your 5-year-old ain't gonna be able to paint this. Like they say about most abstract art. My 5-year-old could do that. I was watching a video that somebody did, and it was Joe Rogan making a comment about this artist's work. His name is Cy Twombly. He was a kind of an abstract artist. And he's like, man, I could do that. And then it's cool because I'm like, anybody that says that, it's like, no, you're just talking out your ass because there's no way you know what's going on enough to be able to recreate what this person who spent their whole entire lifetime doing. You think because it looks so simple, so basic, that it's something that you could totally do. But if you really think about it, there's a lot that goes into abstract work that is not seen on the surface, but is always judged based on what they see on the surface. So that's usually why I'm a little bit more sympathetic towards most artists, even if I'm like look at it like, man, I don't even understand what's going on here. People doing some wacky, wacko shit, but I'd be like, well, if they're calling it art, I guess it's art. I mean, is it my place to say that shit ain't art? I mean, I could say my opinion, but nobody gives a shit about my opinion. And that's the thing nowadays is people think that people give a shit about their opinions. But for some reason the shit catches on and people all have the same opinions. It's like, is that really your opinion based on, you know, the things you gathered, or are you just saying that because this person who you follow or whatever is saying that? You posted a new song today. You may enjoy it. Oh, I was gonna ask Pre, all those songs on your video, are all those your songs? The ones that you were playing in the background? That was my I was assuming those were your songs because it's getting harder and harder nowadays to be playing other people's stuff on a live stream or a video without it getting like copyrighted. Okay. Oh, my wife is sending me some stuff. Something about absentee balloting. They outlawed it. They'd be like, no absentee balloting, no mail in voting. It's like, man, didn't Donald Trump do that? That mother. Not that I give a shit, but he does. But it seems like the things that he does and says definitely affects what's going on in the world that we live in. Uh, I posted a new song today. You may enjoy it. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'm definitely learning more as I watch D. I was a critic, but it's all psychological. Your art comes out and how our brains work. Yep. And plus, we don't know what people went through to get to where they're at as far as their art. Like, especially like people aren't talking about talking about it like religiously. Is a child less intelligent? They see things simplified, or are they so smart they take away the complexity? That's how I look at abstract. Well, children aren't bogged down with all the BS that adults pick up over the years of being on the planet. This is why when when you see an artist doing art that that's that looks like a kid could do it, that's why I feel like it's not more important than the kid's artwork, but it's important in a way that an adult who's trying to get back to that childlike sense can do that kind of artwork because it's not easy to get rid of all that baggage to be able to paint or draw like a child. Like when you were a kid, you didn't have anything to worry about. You weren't worried about what people thought, you know, until people started criticizing the stuff that you did. And now you got all these hangups because people that didn't know are telling you how you should be making your artwork. So adults have to work extra hard to get out of all that BS to be able to produce the work that they produce. Even more so if it's looking like a child's artwork, I think they're just trying to get to a place where they can produce art that's just as free as a child's piece. Yeah, and it's not easy as an adult to get to that place because you have all these people around you telling you, like, no, you need to be doing your art like this or that. It's not looking like, you know, this this piece by Michelangelo or like um, you're not painting like Raphael or Leonardo, you need to be painting like these classical artists. But then now it's like since we've had, geez, over 100 years of modernism, modern art, now it's like, oh, you don't paint like the impressionists, your art sucks. I think people are trying to find what they feel is their true expression within art that's not that may not necessarily have any kind of attachment or association with previous art, but it's hard to get away from that because we're all going to see something in somebody else's art based on our own experiences. So when people come into Don Drill's streams and they're like, "Oh, I really like your art. It reminds me of Basquiat," or "Your art looks like Basquiat." Um, they're I don't think they're trying to be mean. I think they're just coming from a place of how to relate to somebody and who's the person that they relate the most to, which is this guy whose art is uh, been on the rise for a long time now. You said, hold on a second. Did I miss a bunch of stuff? Is a child less intelligent because they see things simplified, or are they so smart they take away the complexity? That's how I look at abstract. So abstract artists rediscovers their inner child. That's the whole point of my work, sparking childlike innocence and exploration. It's a rebellion of sorts. Rebel, get that child frequency back. Not Ma Bell, but rebel. Oh, rebel is a rebellion. Yeah. Yep, rebel from established norms. And that's the art world. The art world is different. It's made up of different things because you have the artists, that the creators that make the art. Then you have like um gallerists or curators who show the artwork. And then um you have the different auction houses or places where people sell the art. And then you have the buyers. And then you have all the people that appreciate art, the different types of art. I don't know. I hear too much stuff like, I don't understand why that artwork is that expensive, or like, how can that Basquiat headpiece, how is it worth $110 million? Like, it's it's because we're all projecting something onto the art. Like, why are you gonna get mad at the artist? First off, they ain't getting that money. He may have sold that particular piece of artwork, maybe like 20 grand, or 20 to 50 grand, maybe, because of his art dealer. If Basquiat relied upon himself only to sell that artwork without any help, would he have gotten that much money for it? No. He probably would have traded it for some drugs or something, or some, you know, or maybe he would have gave it away because that's the kind of person he was. But like, people took interest in his artwork at a young age, and it was because they were not seeing anything like what he was doing at that time. Also, they can associate certain artists that came before him, because he was definitely influenced by other artists, and and you can pick out these artists in his work, and that's a fact because it's documentation of him, of his influences, of his likes, artists that he liked. So it's not like he just came out of nowhere, even though he came out of nowhere. Plus, I think at that time, during the late 70s and early 80s in New York, I mean, you got to remember, during the 70s, New York was like a bombed out freaking city, at least in the inner city parts. And then there was a revival in the 80s when, you know, money got better and people were investing and stuff like that. People had money to invest in art. Hey, Rubbernecker. Hi, visiting. Uh, oh, you're on your break at work. Well, thank you for stopping through, Rubbernecker. I appreciate it. I'm just rambling about art. Nobody's listening. I should be doing my art instead of rambling about art. I hope you're having a good day. Good ramblings. You were listening. Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes I don't know. And I'm like, once I become aware that I'm rambling, I'm like, dude, does anybody even care? And they just stop talking. When I might actually be speaking, making some decent points or informing others of things that they may not necessarily know or be aware of or have even thought about. But then to me, it just sounds like me rambling. Yeah, I feel like because I watch a lot of YouTube and especially because I had been following Basquiat's work since like the early 2000s, maybe even the late 90s. That there's a lot of people who have been or making videos on him because he's been becoming a household name, and they're making these videos, even ones that like seem like legit, you know, kind of art content creators. They're just getting like certain facts confused and or um, making stuff up because they don't want to sound like they're regurgitating what is already out there. So they kind of embellish, like, and it's not like in mm, any like a mean spirited way or like they're trying to deceive, like they're barricading, which is a brand new word I learned the other day. 'Cause I was looking up equivocate, which was another new word I've heard before, but I was like, man, I need to know what this is. And then a synonym was varicate, and that's misleading with intent, whereas equivocate might not necessarily feel be intentional all the time. But so yeah, and that's kind of what these videos are. Is like guys, people putting out these videos. They either didn't do enough research or they watched somebody else's video on this particular artist. And now they feel like they have to make a video about this person's life because they get the views. And I'm like, there are certain people that I'm like, man, oh, I do not want to watch their video because I know their style of video making, and I try to put it off as long as I can, but they keep popping up in my feed, and I'm like, "Screw it, let me see what," because they have these, clickbaity titles, and I'm like, "I do not wanna watch these." Of course, because there's nothing else for me to watch this particular person. I'm like, "God, I gotta watch this regurgitated piece of trash just to see what kinda garbage they're spewing." The art industry is too much for me. I appreciate the artist, but not the money game. I just want what I've seen out there. Yeah, I get that. Me, I need to know about stuff because I don't wanna be misleading people with information. I mean, it happens, but I don't wanna intentionally mislead people, so I feel like I need to educate myself more on this stuff or just to understand it more for myself so that it makes sense to me, even if I don't necessarily use that to teach other people. Um, Same for me when I was crafter of jewelry, got sick to death of the business end of it. I tried to take it tried I tried and it takes my joy for it away. I just like making stuff from my heart, man. I'm right there with you, Pre. People want me to lie to them, it seems. Tell me how a gemstone is gonna heal you when it really isn't. It's hard when you're aware. Crystal and gemstones. Was told I needed to spin that more, tell the customers all the gemstones benefits, blah, blah, blah. You show me one person who got healed from wearing a gemstone bracelet. Yeah, they don't exist. Selling hope. That's exactly what they're doing, and who knows if it's a placebo or has that placebo effect or not. Exists, exactly. So sell hope, not gonna do that. Sorry. It's tough. I mean, if you're the salesperson type, maybe you can walk that fine, thin line that most people wouldn't. But yeah, it's like, when does that become no longer a line and you're on that side or the other side? Basically compromising what um, morals or ethics you once had, or maybe you weren't even aware of. So it didn't really matter if you crossed the line or not. Now, I'm not saying if somebody bought one of my pieces for, I don't know, a couple $100 and then they went out and tried to sell it for like 10 times as much, 100 times as much, and they actually got the money for it, that I wouldn't be uh, a little perturbed, to say the least. Plus, like in the case of Basquiat, that head painting selling for $110 million, him or his family did not see a cent of that. So to blame the artist for where the art what the art is doing, that's that's a little unrealistic. Like, I hate Basquiat because his art is so expensive. It's like Dude's not even around anymore. Maybe he would be if he were alive selling art for that much money. Who knows? Like maybe he would be a Damien Hirst, like one of the richest artists alive. But would he be making? Would his work be as strong as his early work? Would he even still be making art? Maybe he would have got fed up with the art world and disappeared or something, you know. But now you see his artwork on everything. And, you know, I'm not saying I'm not guilty of having some Basquiat merchandise that his his estate licensed out to somebody else to make merchandise from. I understand why some people need it. It's hard. Some people have very fragile psyche. It's part of the cycle they have to go through. You're not naturally a liar. Yeah, I'm like that too. I have a hard time lying. You could probably tell when I'm lying, but I've been able to bluff people before, so maybe not. Maybe I am pretty good. I don't know. They need identity. Trauma has cut people off from reality. Yeah, definitely. That's why that's why we're being sold we need to go to the moon or we need to go to Mars. And it's like I think that would be a natural thing to want to do, to explore more if and this is a messy subject, if the people on this planet were actually taken care of, like, given opportunities to better themselves. Instead, it seems like people are still being limited. You know, people are finding new ways to gatekeep and limit people, usually because of money or power, or most mainly power. All right, I need to finish this interior. This probably makes for better engagement. But we'll see if I can. Mars, how about get this right? Yes, that's true. I've always I've always likened the human species uh as um very or just like our focus is like an amoeba where different different parts of the amoeba will want to go in various directions. And it's like, okay, how do they decide when to actually all come together and go in one direction? So, in a way, the human race is very much amoeba like. Too many heads and not enough consensus on where to go. Today's a breath of anarchic fresh air. Thanks, buddy. You know me. Once an anarchist, always an anarchist. Just what they say. I've read that anything mythological is an aim for humanity. It's like a future projection of oneself. We grow into it. That's why I said on Andros. Um, five last, not this one, but the one before, were projections of projections of projections. I read that anything mythological. Oh, yeah, I already read that. Today's a brush of fresh Antarctic air. Antarctic. Yeah, I feel like with the whole art market and selling thing, if you have $110 million to spend on a piece of artwork, and you do, that's gonna, in most people's eyes, um, make them uh, feel like it was a waste. Like you could have done so much more good with that money. Instead, you spent that much on a piece of artwork. But again, it comes down to that person who has the money. I'm not saying that if I had billions of dollars that I would be doing the right thing, but and we don't know these people. Maybe they are giving money to certain charities or organizations and are still able to purchase a piece of artwork for $110 million. So to criticize these persons just seems kind of moot without knowing all the facts. Even then, it's like still, you ain't seeing Elon Musk going to the hood and handing out money like Basquiat would fucking go down the street and slip, thousands of dollars into homeless people's pockets. I mean, at least that's some of the stories that have been told. You don't usually hear that one. You don't hear how generous he was. Probably because he knew his pieces while he was alive, his artwork would just sell and people were buying it. But you don't necessarily have to like his artwork. Man, why did it take that long to do that in piece? Yeah, give me 100 grand. Yeah, but all that money is nothing. It's worthless. It's meaningless. It only means something to, you know, a few that thinks that's the whole mind game is they make you think that this is important and then it becomes true. So if you don't have it, you feel like the the world is ending or collapsing, or at least your world. Yeah. I mean, it's come to this, so what is the alternative? Like, do we go back to a barter system? But then now you're having to how do you determine what is worth what when you trade or everything is just equal in value, but then people look at like, oh, I put this much time into this piece of artwork. It takes me 5 to 10 years, as Dondrell would say, to finish a piece of artwork. If there's that much time into it, is that more valuable than a piece that he dashes off in like 5 to 10 minutes? Some people may say yes, and others may say no. Now you're looking at the quality. versus the quantity. Like, and now what are those qualifications? What are those, you know, mm, things that determine whether something is more valuable than another thing or less valuable than another thing? Digital will make it worthless. I mean, maybe digital will bring down the cost of everything. I don't know. I doubt that. Oh my gosh. So much spray tack. And the solvent was not doing a darn thing to help get this spray tack off. So I'm assuming the Chinese brand that I use versus the Krylon, which I'm not sure. Assuming they make it here in the US. Even though the Krylon wasn't as tacky, the stuff that they use in their adhesive actually came off with the solvent versus the stuff in China, which is from China or manufactured in China, which whatever they use to make the adhesive is much more sticky and tacky and harder to come off to get off, at least with solvent. And if I try to use acetone, that acetone would eat up my painting. It would eat up the paint if I tried to use it. I don't know, maybe in small amounts it would do it, but it would definitely soften up the acrylic stuff. Omizu Marks. Wait, what is that? Oh, oh, with the X. Omizu Marks. The Marxist dialectic. I don't know enough about Marx. I don't know enough about markets. I don't know enough about any of that, really. I'm just rambling. All right, we got two more pieces to outline. And then I'll have to go back and kind of do a second pass. And then we can focus on the outer line outline. So let's jump on that. What time is it, guys? 1:38. Oh, that cat here. Oh, Bree says, digital make it worthless. I didn't read this second half of your comment. It says that's why UBI is coming. What is UBI? I'm not sure what that is. Is that something banking? Universal basic income. Oh, okay. Just like universal health care. It's a it's a unicorn. It's something you hear about, but it's not real. You hear a lot of talk about it, but it's not real. They've been doing it in other countries for a while. Huh. I'll have to look into it. I'm curious as to which countries are these countries that the U.S. opposes, or at least a particular government at this time. Said, I'll say some of them may seem to be enemies. Yeah, not surprising. Particular selective percentage of this nation's wealthy. I'm sure it has something to say about that. Oh, come on, cat hair. Oh, shoot. Oh, well. Hmm. Man, that dried really fast. It wasn't trying to come off. Said, Iran has a program. Pretty sure any country with lots of oil has a program if America isn't directly involved. Oh, man. Yep. If it's not our idea, or if it's actually benefiting the people, we can't handle it. We can't allow somebody else to be on top. It's like that's the case. Fix the education system here. At least try. Try to do something. Don't just be like, oh, education's failing and then not do anything. Not try to do anything. Well, we'll just have to dismantle the education system, and then, you know, if you got money, you're all good. You can you can you can pay people to educate your children. Private privatize the education system. We're gonna gamify the education system. Now it is a pay to play. If you can't pay to play, then you're just gonna have to grind. Oh wait, but the game's not set up for you to grind. There's no grinding in this game. You have to pay to play. I don't know much about communism, but those countries are better educated and they don't allow certain things into their borders if you believe in that sort of thing. Yeah, that's why it's always been sold as an evil in this country because, you know, and this system isn't perfect. So like, anybody can spin anything to look good or look bad, and here inside this country, they're always spinning, this uh, capitalist democracy, which almost seems like a joke, uh, as the best thing ever, and nothing else can exist. All other systems should be eradicated. And it's like, I don't know, man. This system doesn't seem, I mean, I'm not going to say it's the worst, but it's not the way they sell it. It's not, it's like false advertising. Yeah. Especially if all these other countries, like, man, what's the people on here that stream that are in those countries? And it's like, man, they're freaking smart. Maybe that's why we're scared. Maybe this is why our leadership is scared. These people are smart. So quit trying to tout like this education system is great or the best or it's not bad. Because the way things are going, it makes it seem like you don't want the people to be educated. I guess this is why I was, must be why I was um, labeled an anarchist. Nope, he's a thinker. Just label him an anarchist, and nobody will take him seriously. Said, right, we're all doing something off. Yeah, nothing's perfect. Mrs. OP, yeah, and she's on the phone in the background. It's the ideology and separation. We're all just human. Nation borders slow the progress of the whole. Yeah, all these people that want to protect the borders, it's like, you know what? The reason why you have all these problems is because you're trying to maintain borders. Well, we don't want the bad people to come in here. It's like, dude, the bad people are already in here, and they're the ones running this place. They're running it. They're profiting off of it. That's why they don't want the borders open. They don't want those stinking Mexicans open here to take over everything. Be like, they're making the place better. That's why your ass is always at the local Mexican joint, loving the food. That's the only thing you'll allow. Well, we'll let them make food, or we'll let them be housekeeping. They can clean up our messes and pick stuff out of the fields, but that's about it. Don't let them go to college and get degrees and become lawyers, doctors, because they'll really change things if that happens. Miss OP needs her own mic, her own live stream. Kind of sounded like she was what? Aging? I don't know what you meant by AGN. Oh, there he goes again. He's talking about anarchist stuff. Don't let him say that stuff on his YouTube. Shut it down. Shut that YouTube channel down. Retract all his viewers. Change the algorithm. Quick, change the algorithm. Guys, you don't need to bother doing that. Nobody listens to this channel anyways. But that's how all revolutions start. We're almost there. We have the one smiley smile is almost connected. See paint on my hand, but I can't see if it's ending up back on the canvas somewhere. All right, one more smiley face or smiley. Agin, Lagan, yawn. What? Oh, Agan. Agan neon. Ah, I see. Egging. Now I got egg on my face. All right, my earbud just gave me the little notification sound that it is dying or going to be dying. So I'm going to swap up my earbud. This way almost kind of looks like a face, with this being the eye and that the mouth. There's a chin, and then whatever this is, a collar or something. And that could be, I don't know, a hole in the head. It's kind of, oh, you can't see it. The eye, the mouth. This could be a nose, maybe. I don't know. Chin, collar, and there's the hole in the head. Or if I rotate it around, it could be something completely different. Let's see. We look at it this way. It's like looking at a cloud. What is it? What is it this way? Do we see anything in it? It's completely abstract that way. What about this way? Not sure. I see it a crown. This one? That could be like a hat. Or is it this you're talking about this way? Yeah, yeah. It could be a crown. With the jewel right in the center. I don't know what this would be. Another jewel. Now I'm doing crowns. Gosh, can't get Basquiat out of uh, my mind space. I always wonder because I know um, in graffiti, crowns were kind of a thing, but I always wonder how much of a thing was it? I mean, to other graffiti artists, um, it was a particular thing, but to the greater masses, the ones that weren't cued into graffiti culture and the coding within it. And then Basquiat steps on the scene and starts making crowns. I want to say, was it, I think his first showing was it 1980 or 79? It was was it the Times Square show? I think it was one of his first showings because before all his paintings, he did clothing. He was doing art on clothing before art clothing was actually a thing. And he did postcards and what else? Shirts. Yep, shirts, art shirts, t-shirts. I don't know if he printed his own stuff on shirts. I can't remember. It was like 79 or 80. Might have been the Times Square show. And then there was another show, a new wave. I can't remember which one came first before the other one. But yeah, there's an early picture piece of his with the crown on it. And like even though some graffiti artists may have been putting crowns on their works, I don't remember, I'd have to go through research uh, graffiti pieces and see if there are any with crowns on it because a lot of stuff I don't remember seeing crowns. Maybe in like their drawings, but like stuff on trains, you didn't really see. Like nowadays, it's like halos and um, what else? Sometimes you'll see crowns on people's tags, but not always on their graffiti. Like the burners and stuff. But yeah, he did definitely made the crown. Basquiat uh, made it the crown part of his lexicon. Something with wings. Yeah, I try when I do these on the iPad. I try to do them as quickly as I can, so I'm not really thinking about it too much. I might be thinking about spacing within the different points because I'm trying to think about when I lay it out on the canvas, how much space I'm gonna need around. So I don't want to enclose an open something that's open. So I want to make sure that when I do the lines, that I give myself enough negative space in between. Now on that other piece, there's some very narrow areas. I don't want these lines, the the two outer lines, to touch at all. But maybe some pieces will end up with that. I don't know because eventually I'll get tired of doing something a particular way. And if I haven't explored the possibilities to their fullest, I will end up wanting to do those or doing it unconsciously and be like, oh man, now these gotta touch. I gotta do something. So, like how I get fired from jobs because I put my foot in my mouth is eventually whatever I'm thinking or is pushed down long enough into the subconscious, it'll rise up and take shape in some form, which maybe that's what well, Bob Ross would call a happy accident. Ooh, neighbor doggy dog. Mr. Doggy Dog, who's he barking at? Because I ain't out there. purple hot dog, the purple sausage, purple sausage. Open calls. Only 2 days left. Open calls. Exhibit in Berlin. Yeah, I don't have the money to be exhibiting in Berlin. Shoot, I don't even have any work. I'm trying to put together my work. Trying to put together something. I think my wife got a so I have a few lights that she bought. I guess you would say they were kind of art lamps or art lights through this company that was licensing various popular artists stuff to use. We got a Keith Haring one, which is the his famous dog. Um, if anybody's familiar with that. Basquiat's it's a dinosaur with the crown on it. It was, I guess they call it the Pez something. Um, and then I think she also got the crown. I'm like, okay, but she bought all those, and I'm like, well, where are we gonna put all this stuff? Here's the here's I have one of them on here. I don't have any place to put it, but it's pretty nice. So the case is like metal. The case is metal. This is kind of plastic, and then they print the artwork on it. So it's got his signature crown, which I'm not sure was over top this in the original artwork or if they just put two pieces together. But you can see it's got a metal casing. These things are weird though. You think they would have um what do they call it when they drill it and it's set into the metal so it's flush? You think they would have did that, but maybe it's too small or too much work. And then this is the on off button, which is kind of strange. And it comes with uh the new lightning or whatever. I don't know, plug. That seems a little loose. I'm not sure how much she paid for these, but I'm sure they weren't cheap. Let's see. I'll plug it in, and you guys can see what it looks like lit up. I think there's a neon light in there. It's just white. And I think the cat sneezed on it because it's snot. Oh my God. Cat snot. I gotta wipe that off. But you can actually see what was cool about this is that you can see the brush strokes in the artwork. It wasn't flattened, which I thought was cool. But I'm like, do we really need this? But she, what's that? It's just, oh, this whole time I was thinking I needed to have it plugged in for it to work. It holds a charge, I guess. Cool. But it's like all the shelves or anywhere where I could put it um has stuff on it, so I can't really display it well. But yeah, she got that one and Keith Haring's dog, and then I think they gave her, okay, so she only ordered a few of them, and then for some reason they had like a deal where she got some, or no, maybe she did order them all, but some were like, you don't know what you're gonna get. We're just gonna send you something. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I think in total there's like 4 or 5. And then I got like neon pieces, but the Keith Haring is like that one where the dog is printed on the plastic and then has a metallic frame. Hey, I think we got that, but I don't know. There's those ones are for like shelves, and then some of them you hang on the wall. And I'm just like, we don't have the wall space because my artwork's all over. My artwork and other people's artwork. She's like, eventually, I want to put some of my artwork, the posters and prints, up back up on the wall. And I'm like, that would be great. Miss OP dabbling in any mediums. No, she used to write poetry and stuff like that, but she really doesn't do any of that anymore. Which I mean, that's on her. You know, she doesn't want to do any of that. That's fine. Like, why don't you do it? I don't really question her about her choices. As long as she doesn't keep me from painting, that's all that matters. Get married and then your partner basically doesn't want you to do the thing that kept you sane. You thought being married was gonna keep me sane? Don't let her eat you. Oh, okay. In a metaphorical sense. That's what you meant, right? In a metaphorical sense. It's like a Jeffrey Dahmer situation. I mean, I am half Asian. You know, he really liked those Asians. Too soon? Too soon? That's what I wrote on the back of the painting. Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. I thought that you meant that about the painting. Like, don't let the painting eat me. I was like, that's not gonna happen. Yes, of course. Chicken boot. Oh, yeah, okay. Don't let my wife eat the chicken boot painting. I mean, if we get hungry enough, we're all out of food. There's no food left on the shelves to buy at the market. Everybody's fighting. You know, I'm not guaranteeing anything. I might have to eat the chicken boot piece. It's Dahmer, the gay guy that beat you up. No, I don't think he was. Dahmer was a white guy, right? This guy was Native American. See, he was tougher than your average gay. He was tougher than your average gay. You know, it's tough on the. It could be tough on the reservation. You ain't gonna be no pussy gay. Insightful chat on here today. I heard some of it. I forgot you might see something different on the art piece than I do. Basically, the bean on the right is a woman, and the bean on the left looks like a chicken is a man. Oh, you calling me a chicken man? I'm the chicken man. The woman has a skull shadow that can suck you in if you don't stand your ground. I got you. I got you. Is that why the chicken, he looks all innocent? Like deer in the headlights? His one big brown eye. Get the deer in the headlight look. Man, thanks for the insight into the piece. Overall, I still too see the chicken and the boot. Haha, yeah, yeah. You know, I did think when I did see it that the one figure was a puppet because I'm like, okay, yeah, it kind of looks like a boot, but it also looks like an arm going into a puppet. There's so much you could see into that. You might have your particular interpretation, you know, what you saw when you created it. But yeah, there's always some that's the thing with abstraction. It can be seen in many different ways based on that person's experience. And I know we This has all been said before, so it's not like I'm saying anything new. Just like when I was spinning this around, I said, "Hey, this looks like a face." Spun it this way. Priest says, "Hey, it looks like a crown." Looks like a crown. Not sure about this way yet. Trying to figure out what it looks like. I thought it was another figure with the hat. And this is his mouth, eye. Got big old nose, like a pig nose, almost bird-like. But this, we haven't figured out what it looks like this way. I think it's a volcano. You got a cloud here. You got the sun or the moon there, and then this can be like the motion of sound or wind, and this is like water down here. You got a shark fin in the water. It's like a landscape. It's just a volcano. It looks like like a um god damn it, the thing that holds flowers, like a vase or something. This is like the lip of the vase. What else? Could be something other than that. Oh, I didn't see. Did pre take off? But that is, or it could be the LA Lakers. Well, thank you for stopping by, Mr. Lee. If you are heading out, I didn't know if you were saying peace because you were leaving. Oh. That's still wet. Don't be putting your hand in the wet paint. Oh, you said you're still listening. It's a greeting. Okay, I didn't know you guys hadn't said anything before that. Make sure I don't be putting my hand in this paint. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to run an errand to pick up the old cat food and dog food from El Targetto, um, Le Target. Um, but I might be able to get my pink paint pen there because I know they sell some packs of Poscas. But let me see. Hold on, guys. If I go to Michael's, I gotta go to Michael's. Ain't got no real art stores here. Actually, we do, but they don't carry a whole lot. It's kind of like more of a boutique. I haven't been there, but they're in the local um, art building. Okay, I'm supposed to fill it in absentee ballot request form. Okay, got it. We'll be doing that. Um, what was I looking for? Oh yeah, I was going to go to Michael's to see, or no, my email to see if we got any coupons. Um, I don't have my Gmail set up on that phone for real. Let's see. See if we got a coupon. If we got a coupon for Michael's, I might just go there. Depending on if it's less, if the cost is less than me just picking it up at Target. Oh boy. So we have a 25% off any one regular price item. Only 25% off though. That might not be much because they sell those packs for like 32 bucks. I think. Hold on. Let me see. I mean, I could probably buy the one marker. Hold on. Close. Mhm. Michaels. Uh, Official site. Paint. Pens. Let's see. I know they be selling these. Okay, they have the PC5M. I want the other one, PC3M. They sell them for $4 a piece. I guess I could probably buy um light because I need the light pink. Is the one. Hold on. Jeez, now I gotta sign in. Okay. Get it today free. Why wouldn't it be free if I picked it up at the store? Why are they gonna Okay, with a 20% discount, it's $3.19. But hold on, guys. Do they got the pack? They got the pack. That's the 5M, 3M. So I oh wait. Oh, hold on a second. Regular price 26.99. 25% off. It's $20.24. Pretty much the same price as Target with the 25%. Yeah, because they're 26.99 regularly, and Target sells it for 20 bucks for that pack. Is this the? Oh, that's the five. Nope, nope. Hold on. Nope. That should be. I want the three. Three. I want the 3M. I want the 5M. Oh, what? Wait a second. What? They got the one PC1M 16 color fine tapered tip paint marker 16 pack 41.24. Dang, those are the fine tipped ones. Okay, here it is. Oh yeah, same price. 20.24 with the 25% off. Or oh, buy one get one 50% off. Wait, is that going on right now? So if I pay full price, I get another one for half price. Man, these they know how to freaking get you in there. They know how to get you in there. Oh my god. Cause I need that light pink. And why not have an extra set? Dang. That mean I have to make a trip to Target and Michael's? These mother. Where's all the other sets that they usually have? Just want to see all their Poscas. Oh man, they sucking me in, guys. I don't usually buy stuff too often because I got plenty of art materials, but man, they be sucking me in. When we get in the paint mixing vids. Oh wait, was I talking about paint mixing? I mean, I'm down. Are you just talking about when I just paint? Don't let them get you, says Dondra. That's my cheeseburger. Those are my cheeseburgers. Is the art supplies are my cheeseburgers. Buy all them joints, man. That is my goal to get all the colored packs, but um I have to be strategic about it because I ain't buying those at the regular price. I'll buy them slowly over time with the coupons, so I get them at probably at cost, whatever they pay for them, because their markups are ridiculous. They'll give you a 20% coupon off for an item. Usually, sometimes you'll see 25, 30, 40. or even 50. Sometimes you'll see a 50%. That's if you are constantly spending money with them. If you spend a lot of money with them, the bigger the coupon gets. I get 30% off whatever I buy at the art store. Like because it's you, because it's you. They're like, there's Andrell gets his 30% off. It's nice when you have a relationship with your art store like that, but like here, the art store that I used to go to, they closed down because of um, the internet sales were killing them. People were buying their art supplies off the internet, and not through them, but through other places. So they were losing sales to the internet market. So they couldn't keep going. Plus, I think there were people, their employees were stealing from them, which doesn't help. Probably because they knew they were closing down, so they're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna take this and take that." But they always had a good supply of spray paint and like just other materials, and I just like going in there. Um, and then they had a discount thing. They also had a discount dealie, but yeah, they closed down, and now the only options here are Michaels or Hobby Lobby, or the one little boutique place down at the artist loft place downtown. So they don't have a selection, and they only carry limited stuff. But they do have rolls of linen according to their website, but I feel like if I'm gonna do that, I might as well just order it from Dick Blick. But I already got a roll of canvas that's been sitting that I could use. I don't need to be buying the fancy linen material just yet. I gotta get rid of not get rid of, but I gotta use what I have. But I definitely need that pink, light pink, to finish off that other canvas. Because I think the pink that I was using is pretty much going kaput. But man, I only been to Hobby Lobby a couple times. I don't know. But Michael seems to be carrying stuff, but it's like, do I need to go back and forth to kind of split my money up so that one or the other doesn't get all of my money? And I do want all the other like cool color packs that Posca has. Like they have blue, I think like reddish, pinkish ones, and I think they have an orange one. I already have the green and the yellow, and then all these other random packs. They have gray. I just bought one that was like kind of all darker colors. Got that at Target. I'm like, oh man, I haven't seen this one. Now I just need to utilize them to justify spending the money. So if I'm not utilizing these materials that I've spent so much money over the years on, students get 20%. Yeah, at Michael's, they asked me, "Are you a teacher?" And I said, "No." I'm like, "No," because I don't want them being like, we need to see your some kind of form of identification that proves that you're a teacher." What's funny was that I don't know, the guy that was ringing me up, I thanked him and he didn't say anything to me. So I thought maybe he got offended or he thought I was a certain type of customer because 'cause maybe I was only half listening to him. Or when he asked me something and I said something kind of ambiguous, and so he may have taken offense to the fact that I wasn't being specific. I think it was like, "Do you want your receipt?" And what did I say? I said like probably maybe. And then I was like, "No, that would be a definite probably." Man, I was half asleep that day. I think I had just got off work yeah, so I was like out of it when I was there. And I was also listening to something in my on my ear pod. I was listening to probably some YouTube stuff. But I said probably maybe. I feel like that's a line from a Bjork song. Probably maybe. And it just came out that way. I wasn't even thinking. I was just like, "Oh, man, I'm not even totally 100% here with this guy. I'm just off in La La Land." But I said, "Oh, thank you." He didn't say anything. It was my wife says, "Is this supposed to mean I'm supposed to cut?" Or it's action because it's one of those clacker things for movies. Not sure what that means. And Dave says, "Smooth." Yeah, I'm always smooth when I'm out and about. I bet the Target order for the cat food and dog food is ready. I'm like, why can't I just go in there and shop like a normal person? But she just puts it in and then I go collect it. But man, that means I might have to make a trip over to Michael's, which is not all the way across town, but it's definitely not by Target. Old first world problems. New York reminds me of Ricardo Montalban. When you say Ricardo, who are you talking about? I'm not sure. Is he like an internet sensation? Carter Lopez. I have no clue who that is. Is he a singer? You know how much I'm on the up and up with all the new artists these days. It's sad. It's sad how I'm no longer in touch with what's going on in the world. Your soulmate? Oh, wait, not her. She's married, right? Is that who you're referring to? Is her husband or something? Or did she get divorced? I have no idea what. I just recently saw Bjork on YouTube Shorts or something. She was DJing some event at the Venice Biennale. She was dressed up in a crazy ass outfit, DJing. That's what made me think of that. But also, that probably maybe is definitely some part of her lyrics in one of her early albums. Said was her stalker. He documented all of his shenanigans and whatnot. Oh, dang. Okay. I did not know that. I did not realize. Was this what was this early in her career? Maybe I did hear something about that, but I didn't know who it was. Oh boy, this line. Come on. Gotta get this line a little thicker. I'm just going around trying to fill in any kind of translucent areas, trying to make this completely opaque. All right, guys, hold on a second. I'm gonna go check on my wife because I don't want her thinking I'm ignoring. All right, guys. It is pickup time. What do we got here? 90s camcorder stuff. Creepy guys. Yeah, I think I remember hearing something about that. I just didn't know who the guy was. All right. So thank you guys for all the likes. We're going to make this Aaron. We're going to pick up the cat and dog food. We're going to check Target to see what they have. Why are you chewing on my bag? Dude, what the hell? Orange, get out of here. That's, that's cat. That cat there. That cat right there. That orange MFer chewing on my chewing on my bag with all the pens in. Freaking chewed the handle off. Come on, man. Putting all them pens in there, brand new. Well, we need an actual bin, a plastic bin to put the pens in. Smother. All right, guys. We're gonna sign it off. We'll be back later on though. Come on. I got the whole day off and tomorrow. We'll do lunch and then we're doing lunch and then I can paint again probably. Unless we hang out watching whatever. Yeah, not too bad. That's gonna look pretty nice. Pretty nice. Yeah, look at that. There's a lot of real estate there though. I mean, I could have put something right here. Good. I don't know why I didn't. That I bet in the original stencil, I bet there's something right here that I forgot to add. Or I could have put a cross piece there. Something to break it up. But I didn't. So that is what it's gonna be. But yeah, you almost got that line filled in the correct thickness. And then we'll get to the secondary line either on this or finish the other one and then get back on this. So thank you guys for all the likes. I appreciate it. Let's shout everybody out who's in chat. Thank you, Pre, for joining us today. Stony Television, thank you very much. Thank you, Old School Dave, with the Speedo talk. Thank you, Sabrina Suburban Garden, for joining us. Yeah, I don't think there were too many people. Thank you, Rubbernecker. And is it just Dondrell Lee? Might have been Dondrell Lee was it. Thank you. Thank you, Pre. Thank you, Dondrell. Thank you, Old School Dave, for hanging out with me to the end here. I'll be back later if you guys are on here still and need something to do. So thanks again, guys. I'm gonna do a quick sign off. Uh, Appreciate you being here. Any recent subs, I also appreciate, and all the likes. And have a good day, everybody, or evening. And I'll catch you next time. Be well, stay safe, and peace.